Check it out, guys. Right behind me is a 2023 Toyota Tacoma. Now, I rented this truck yesterday because I needed to transport some rather heavy and bulky item, and it wouldn't fit in any of the vehicles that I own. So I put about 250 miles driving back and forth on the road mostly, but a little off-roading I did as well. And I gotta tell you, there are certainly a lot of features on the brand new Tacoma that's coming out very, very quickly that I'm excited about, and there's one or two that I'm gonna miss on this one. So I'm gonna do a full review of this vehicle, starting with the design, powertrain, and the interior features, as well as the test drive on this vehicle. And if you like watching videos like this, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel, hit that subscribe button, give me a like, and don't forget to turn on that bell notification, ring bell. And now let's get back to this. This current generation Tacoma has been around for a while, so everybody's seen one on the road. Now, recently I started noticing that Toyota is wholesaling a lot of them to fleets, such as Enterprise, some other companies like home inspection companies, the pest companies, etc. So they're definitely making room for something that's coming out, and that's the brand new Tacoma for 2024, which has been delayed already like 3 times, but hopefully it's going to hit the dealer shortly, so I'm going to be able to bring it on my channel. So as far as the design, everybody's seen it, okay? There's not too much that you can do on the pickup truck, but there's a few things that I want to point out on this 2023 model year. Now, this is the SR5 4x4, so this is towards the bottom of the line, but you have the halogen beam light, you have the incandescent turn signal, incandescent high beams basically, and then you have the regular fog lights right here at the bottom. Overall, the design of it is not bad. It has a rather large grille. It has some safety components right behind this Toyota logo right here. And overall, a good looking front end with a high bumper that's going to give you that pretty good approach angle if you are doing some of the off-roading. Now, there are 2 different engine options that were available for 2023 model year. And I say were because they're no longer making them. And there was a 4-cylinder engine, kind of anemic one, 186 horsepower, and then there was this. So underneath the hood of this rental vehicle, we find a 3.5-liter V6 engine, naturally aspirated, 278 horsepower and 265 foot-pounds of torque, made it to a 6-speed automatic transmission. Now, this one also is a 4x4. Now, I gotta tell you, this is definitely one thing that I'm gonna miss about the new Tacoma, because the new 2024 Tacomas are all gonna be 4-cylinders and 4-cylinder hybrids. And while on paper, they deliver the same or better results than this one as far as the power and as far as the torque, well, there's nothing like a naturally aspirated V6 engine, the sound of it, the power delivery, etc. But until I test drive the brand new one, I won't really know. However, you know, the differences between like the Highlanders that were V6 and the 4-cylinder, now they went all to the 4-cylinders, they just don't feel the same. Now, the transmission could definitely be updated because what we have is a 6-speed automatic transmission. So if they kind of tweaked it up, maybe put a 9 or 10-speed automatic transmission, improving the gas mileage, kind of give you that better power delivery on that engine, and leave it as an option for 2024, I think that would be a win-win situation. Now, underneath the hood right here, there's nothing, right? There's no sound insulation. This is this ugly prop stick right here on the side, so very utilitarian style hood compartment. And here, as we move around the corner and taking a look at the side profile of this vehicle, this is the configuration that I rented. Toyota call it the double cab, which is basically a crew cab with the 5-foot bed. It's got quite a bit of ground clearance with this TRD off-road package. You can see that there's plenty of it, so you can take it anywhere. Now, this is body on frame constructions, unlike some of the other competitors, you know, aka Honda Ridgeline, which is going to give you a better on-the-road performance, but definitely not as capable off the road. Now, let's see what we have as far as the wheel and tire setup. So 16-inch rims, and then we have the Goodyear Wrangler all-terrain tires on this. They're a little bit knobbier, but not as aggressive as some of the off-roady ones. Now, I have the wheel turned so we can take a look what's going on as far as the suspension. So, you know, independent suspension in the front, you have the coil springs in the front, but you have the leaves in the back, and that's one thing that's going to be improved for 2024 2024 model year, but on the select ones. Now the first 3 trims, as far as I know, are gonna still have the leaf springs in the back, but then the higher end trim's gonna have the independent suspension with the improved coil springs. Now this is a double cab with a 5-foot bed, and let's take a look. Let's see what we have as far as around the wheels. You have this black cladding that protects your paint in case you do decide to take it off-road. Everything is color coordinated, including the top of the mirrors. Surroundings of the windows are blacked out. You do have the keyless entry system. See, I have the key on me. All I have to do is stick my hand in it to unlock the vehicle. And let's take a look at the bed really quick. So here it is, and the bed right here. I mean, if you are looking for something to throw your bikes in, or maybe transport, like myself, an occasional item, which I was transporting a grill yesterday, which basically took up the entire space in here without the ability to put anything else. Now, if you are looking to put some drywall in it, or, you know, maybe plywood, it's definitely going to be sticking out because it's this 5 foot. Now, what else we have here? So you have the power outlet right on the side here in case you do need to connect your power tools. A bit of a storage compartment so you can hide some stuff maybe. And you know, this one has some hooks that were very useful, you know, securing the load that I had yesterday, and this plastic bed liner. Now, close this up. In the back you have a Toyota on the door handle and the rear view camera. Tacoma is embossed at the bottom of it, and it has a tow hitch. Now, as far as towing capacity, about 6,500 pounds, and as far as the total payload, about 1,700 pounds. And the rear taillights, so we have some LEDs and some incandescent, so there's a combination in here. There's a little step that you can go on top in order to help you get inside of the bed, and for towing you have both the 7 and the 4-pin connectors in here. And again, you do have quite a bit of ground clearance in here, and as you can see, there's a spare tire in there as well. And before we get inside, let's take a quick look at this door panel right here. There's nothing too special about it, but I'm surprised to see some of the soft touches in here, which is really nice. Now, this is hard plastic material. You, of course, have your window controls and the door handle, quite a bit of storage at the bottom of the door, and the regular speaker. Now, this is what you get inside. Now, as far as the seats, I gotta tell you, they're very straight up here in the back. They're not very comfortable, or not comfortable at all. The fabric does seem like it's a durable one. And there's a couple things that are worth noting. Now, with Toyota, this middle portion actually slides open in this model, and the seats can be folded down as such to reveal a little bit of a hiding space, so in case you want to hide something out of sight, you can do that as well. But the bottoms of the seats don't go up. This seat is adjusted to my regular driving position. I don't see myself fitting in there, but let's check it out. As far as the room in the back, so let's talk about it. Headroom, no problem, about an inch, inch and a half. Shoulder room, not bad. Knee room, not existent. Sitting position, not comfortable. Here's my knees wedged against the back of the seat, so definitely not good for longer runs. And before we get inside, let's do a sound check. Boom. Okay. I mean, it's okay. It's a utilitarian vehicle, not too bad. Front panel, kind of like the rear door panel. You have some soft touch materials, windows, mirror, lock controls, bit of storage down underneath here. And you do have a driver power adjusted seat. Now, the seat is as comfortable as a park bench. Literally, I mean, I drove it for about 5 hours yesterday straight. I came back with such a backache. There's no adjustments for it. I'm sorry, but this is one thing that I hope Toyota is going to improve for 2024 model year. Let's see what else is on this interior. Here's the interior of this 2023 Toyota Tacoma, and definitely looks like from a different era, and by different I mean the previous generation, the last one. Let's take a look. The materials that are used, this is my complaint about it. This is all hard plastic. You know, this is soft, so this is good, right? But I have a feeling that if you have this vehicle for a while and you drive it on the everyday basis, you're going to feel some rattle squeaks on this one. If you have a Toyota Tacoma, let me know if that's true. I might be wrong, but to the touch and visually, even it doesn't look very good. Now we have a bunch of vents. You know, the air conditioning is really nice. It's strong. and close these off the old-fashioned way. Here's your infotainment system, and maybe we'll start with that. So, I mean, this is the regular, the old-style infotainment system. I know on the new one you can get up to 14-inch screen. This is what, about 8-inch screen, 9-inch screen maybe? 8-inch, I think. Here's your menu, audio, phone, apps, projection. Now, it does have the Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, but you have to plug it in. So, no wireless compatibility as far as this, and very basic functions. As far as the audio, we have the AM, FM, Sirius XM, and the Bluetooth, of course, and then we have the main menu here. So as far as the apps, you can download some of the Toyota apps. I mean, this definitely looks like something that you've seen maybe 10 years ago as far as the graphics in it, as far as the visibility of it. So not very impressed. This one doesn't have the navigation system. So you can, if it's compatible, which I'm not even sure if this one is, you can download the app, and then it's going to be cloud-based navigation. So the sound of this, it's okay. It's nothing too crazy. You have the grace note. And as far as the rear view camera, let's check this out. Let's put it in reverse. Okay, it's there. Kind of grainy. Okay, I don't know why Toyota does it. Look at this. It does not have the active trajectory lines, which is basically present in any of the different vehicles. I also don't see any adjustments as far as the different angles, and especially with a utility truck, you'd think that it would have this top-down feature, maybe a little bit narrower and wider angle. That would definitely be helpful, and I hope to see that as an improvement for 2024 model year. So everything on the side are basically shortcuts to what the menu is, right? So you have the audio, which is right here. You have your phone, which is on the other side, apps on the other side, and you have the map, info, setup, projection, etc. Well, this is your infotainment system. Definitely in need of an improvement. And let's scroll down in here. So we have that dual zone climate control, which is a big plus. Okay, air conditioning, like I mentioned, is pretty strong. Cool down the car very, very quickly, so no complaints here. This is a four-wheel drive, and this is where your adjustment is. Right now we're in the two-wheel drive. You can put it in the 4 high, and then we can push it, right, and put it in, here you go, push it, put it in the 4 low, which I'm not gonna do. There's no need for it. I'm actually gonna leave it in the two-wheel drive. That's plenty. Engine start stop button. You have the heated mirrors, which I didn't even notice, and as you see, it's a rental car, so no smoking here. Okay, so you have the rear sliding window right here, so you can open that up, let some fresh air inside of the cabin. This is actually a very nice feature. And then down below here, you have the wireless charging for your phone, which is again a plus. It's a fairly base model. Cup holders, the regular shifter with the manual option. So you put the shifter all the way back, move it to the left, and then you can shift it up and down. And then you have an additional cup holder, the regular, not the electronic parking brake, but the regular parking brake. And let's see, we have more storage here. You also have the USB and the USB Type-C port here. By the way, you can see where my phone is connected, or the cable is connected. This is for charging an Android Auto. It works fine. And you also have the 12-volt power adapter. Now, as far as the steering wheel, definitely big, but no complaints here. This is good to the touch. It's thicker in the right spots. You have some buttons on each side. This is your volume. Okay, and this is basically your tracks, like if you're playing the media. Here's your voice control, phone, hang up, pick up button. Here's what we have, what's going on the screen in the middle, and then what we have is adaptive cruise control. Now that actually came in pretty handy yesterday when I was driving on the expressway, and then you have the lane keep assist. So let's take a look at the instrument cluster. So the traditional style instrument cluster, so you have the tachometer on the left, as well as the coolant temperature and the speedometer, as well as the gas gauge on the right. This tiny little screen in the middle that you can select. Like right now we have the speedometer, distance to empty. So you almost ran out of gas, which we're gonna talk. See, tank average fuel economy. Mostly I did highway driving. Out of 250 miles, probably about good 220 were expressway driving. This is what I get, 19. not very good, okay, for a pickup this size. If you can get it in the mid-20s, yeah, we're going to be talking, but 19, you know, that's what you get basically on a Toyota Tundra, the new Toyota Tundra, right? So, I mean, that's definitely a drawback of a V6 paired with a 6-speed automatic transmission. And then what else we have here? So roll pitch indicates approximate angles. I don't know if, oh, it has it, okay, right here. And, you know, it is there. It's very hard to read. So the numbers are basically the scale on each side. So they're not displayed as a separate values. And then we go maintenance required because it just hit 5,000 miles yesterday as I was driving. And so what do you have? The pre-collision system. You have the lane departure settings. Rear seat reminder that reminds you if somebody's left in the vehicle. And then you can push to customize the settings. Driver info 1, 2, 3, pop-up display, accent color programming, maintenance reset, default settings. That's it. Back to the main screen. So this is pretty much it. This is what you get with this 2023 Toyota Tacoma. I am really excited to see the new interior and see the quality of the materials, and I hopefully they improve. I know the technology will because I've seen the pictures, but let's see. But before we get to it, let's take a look at this. So you have the crawl mode, right? So here you go, and then you have adjust the different, I believe this is for different speeds. Right here are regular lights, and you can lock your rear diff. Right here in the mirror you have the auto dimming mirror, and then you have the compass that's built inside of here. And as far as the visors, you have the illuminated mirrors inside of them. Overall, you know, an outdated interior, let's call it by its name. I hope to see a lot more from Toyota for 2024 model year. Well, let's take it for a quick spin. Now let's take it on the road, but before we do that, quickly go through some of the different models that were available for 2023 model year. They're no longer on Toyota's website, so hopefully that's going to help you out. The SR was the base model. SR5 is the model above. The TRD Sport is the next one. TRD Off-Road Limited, Trail Edition, and TRD Pro. Starting at $30,095 for the SR. The SR5 starts at $31,885. But once you add the all-wheel drive, the 4x4 system, the engine, and some of the options that I'm pretty sure were added to this particular one, I wouldn't be surprised that this particular one wouldn't be pushing about $37,000, $38,000. Now, it tops off at $49,530 for the TRD Pro, which is the top of the line, and that's of course for 2023 model years. I don't know if there's any special sales going on trying to clear the lot. All I've noticed that a lot more rental companies and a lot of companies that have fleets, such as the home inspection companies, the pest companies, etc., they have a lot of those Tacomas in their fleet, so maybe they have some fleet incentives for them. But let's take it on the road and see how it drives. We're going to start off in this little sandy trail that I have close to my house. I usually ride my bike here, but let's see what it does. Bit of a trail here, but we're still in rear-wheel drive, and let's see what it does. Now, this vehicle is definitely capable, you know, as far as the off-roading abilities, you know, and I'm here, I can do circles in this sandy lot, and this is rear-wheel drive, no questions. You know, that's something that it's definitely be made for. That beep right here was because I put it in four-wheel drive low, so I'm not sure. This is four-wheel drive high. Again, you know, no issues going over some of the bumpy terrain here. Now I'm running in circles, I know, but that's about the only thing that I have that's available for me. And now let's take it on the regular road. Definitely feels home off-road, right? There's no question about it. And on the road, it's actually not bad. It sits up higher. You have this nice visibility. Because of its square shape, you can see where it ends in the front. And as you turn around, there's very few blind spots. Now, of course, when you have something in the cargo bay, like I had yesterday when I was driving with this big grill, of course I couldn't see anything, so I had to rely on the side mirrors, which are a good size. No complaints about that. Where I had some complaints is definitely the comfort part. And the comfort as far as the seats, because you definitely expect a tougher suspension on the all-terrain or more of an off-road oriented vehicle. I have that on my Jeep as well. But the Jeep, even though mine is 14 years old, it's more comfortable to ride in than this. And I didn't know that there was something that Jeep was better at than Toyota. But big, more comfortable seats, that's all I would be asking for. And I believe maybe the Limited or the TRD Pro trims will have a little bit better quality, better comfort seats. This is not the strength of this particular model. And as far as the acceleration, definitely no thrills on the expressway when you need to merge in. Yes, you do have enough the regular driving, but if you need to make a pass and a sudden maneuver, it lacks a bit of that pickup. Well, merging in traffic, I didn't feel it like it was inadequate. So overall, I mean, I like this. I just think that this is the same vehicle for the last 10 years. And changes are coming, and I hope the good changes are coming. Not sure if I'm a big fan of the utility trucks being 4 cylinders, but time will show. And I'm actually excited to review one as soon as one comes off the truck. But I'm actually excited to see what that is. The reviews, some of the test drives that I've seen already recorded on YouTube, they sound very promising, and the engineering is definitely a lot more modern, a lot newer than on this one. But overall, not a bad pickup truck. You might want to wait till both of them are still in stock, because there's still plenty of the 2023 models out there, and then compare it for yourself to see which one is going to fit your needs better and which one's going to fit your budget better, because there might be some deals coming up. Well guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope this video was helpful, and I hope you learned 1 or 2 things, and if you did, then I've done my job. So don't forget to give me some love, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and turn on that bell notification ring bell so you won't miss any of the content that's coming out. And I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.